In this video, I'm going to share with you one of the most powerful professional dog training tips that there is. Not only is it powerful, it's incredibly easy and supremely effective. It's something I like to call celebrating. Now, if you want to take advantage of this dog training tip, you're going to first need to introduce and load a marker. A marker is an indicator that tells the animal that it has done the thing that you wanted. A marker comes the instant the animal does the activity, unless the activity has duration, for example, teaching a dog to stay or teaching a puppy to go potty. In those situations, you would say your marker at the conclusion of the dog staying, saying thank you for staying until I released you, or when your puppy finishes going potty, saying thank you for finishing going potty outside. Now, if you want a more detailed description of a marker word, we have a great video on dogonproblems.com. Just go there and search for marker words. Now, how do we celebrate, use this tip, how do we celebrate our dog's behavior? That's basically all we're doing, is we're gonna wait for our dog to offer a behavior that we find desirable. For example, let's say that you're sitting there watching TV and your dog walks up to you and sits down in front of you. Your dog is basically asking you for some attention. Most of us kind of ignore this a lot of the time, and that causes the dog to offer other behaviors, such as nudging us, pawing at us, barking at us, or worse. Now, the reason for this is all attention from us is rewarding. That means good attention from you and bad attention from you, or unwanted attention. So let's say your dog gets in the trash and you say, stop doing that. Your dog jumps up on your guest, you tell them to get down, or your dog starts barking at the window and you tell them to be quiet. All of these situations have reinforced your dog. Now, a lot of my clients say, no, David, it stops, it works. Well, I point out, well, if it worked, you probably wouldn't be hiring me for help. What it does is it temporarily suspends the behavior, but the way that dogs and animals think, since all attention from you is rewarding, if I get in the trash, I will get my human's attention. If I jump up on the guest, I'll get attention from them and my guardians. If I bark at the window, somebody's going to tell me to be quiet. It's a great way to get attention. And this is how most of us accidentally train our dogs to actually offer many of the behaviors that I get called in to fix as a dog behaviorist. So the way that I help my clients overcome this is something I like to call celebrating. Celebrating is super easy. It just takes you being mindful and a little bit of good timing. Let's say you're sitting there watching TV and your dog walks up and sits in front of you. All you would simply do is say your mark word and then pet your puppy or your dog under their chin or on their chest. Just for point of record, no dogs like it when you start petting them on top of their head. They interpret that as dominance, so stop doing that. All right, let's say that you're doing dishes and your dogs walk into the room and run up to you. Say your marker word and pet them. Let's say that you're watching TV and your dog comes and lays down at your feet. You didn't ask your dog to do this, but laying down is a desirable behavior. So you'd say your marker word and give your pup some scratches. Most people don't realize how simple and easy this is, and they spend most of their time and effort, like I mentioned earlier, correcting the dog or punishing them. I don't advise doing either one of those, or yelling at your dog for doing the things you don't want. Over time, this just trains your dog to do the behaviors you don't want. We start this lesson, the Celebrate game, as I like to call it, in every one of our puppy classes. And I kid you not, we have thousands of puppies who would simply come and sit in front of you to ask for your attention. And if you don't start petting them, they will sit and resit and resit and resit, because in their minds, sitting is the most effective and consistent way to get attention. Now, to get in a habit of celebrating at home, what I would recommend you do is, if you have partners or roommates, simply point at them and say celebrate anytime you see the dog doing a desirable behavior near them. It doesn't have to just be sits. I taught one of my dogs to stretch this way. I taught my other dogs to drink water this way. I just simply waited for them to drink water. After they got done drinking, I said yes and gave them some pets. After a while, I moved the water bowl into underneath the TV so I could see it. And as the dogs were walking towards the water bowl, I said the word happy hour. And then my dogs drank the water. They were going to drink the water anyways. And so when they get done, I say the marker word and then I pet them. And over time, I can say now, happy hour, my dogs go and drink water and then come over to me to get some pets and attention. This is essentially how you teach your puppy polite manners. And again, it is the easiest thing that you can do to train your dog. Now, it's going to take you about 66 days to form a behavior pattern, and about the same thing for your dog. So set a goal for the next 3 months to celebrate every activity that your dog does. They drop a bone, they come to you, they do their business outside. Whatever it is you find desirable, say your marker word within 2 seconds of them doing it and pet them and celebrate those activities. You'll find after a while your puppy starts offering those behaviors to get your attention as opposed to barking, jumping up on your guests, or getting in the trash. Celebrating really becomes a gift, but only if you get in the habit of doing it.